Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Weird, right? It just doesn't feel like Friday to me. It feels like Wednesday was Friday, and today is just like, feels like Saturday. I don't know. Feels weird, but good morning to everybody out there. If you're with me here in the Discord or in the YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. We have Bradley, Yacht Flyer Tango, Broken Butterfly, Big Sexy Amateur Genius, Cyrus, Scott Bro Flyer, Jim, Julius, Mike, Vibe Trey, Lil Stegs, Chris, Mr. Kofifi, Jester. That's a good one. Oh my goodness. Aloha to you, Silent and W. Good morning, Charty B, Darren, Flower, Sharice, Davey Edge, SW, Bird, Astro Nerd, Traded. Good morning. How you doing out there? Go Hard, Greg. Adam, Ken, Laver 2, good morning, KG, Dana, Silent NW Part 2, Anita Lowe, good morning to you, Kelvin G. Jones, Banks, Scott H., Nathan Cameron, good morning to you, Loxy, UPT, Daddy, please, Niced, good morning, Go Hard, Greg, Kenneth, hey, Vincent, Ripper Trader, Sam, Richard, Matthew, Nikos, SW8, Amer, the Family Griffin, Growing Med, Sunrise Drive, Original Draft, Kirk Sawyer, good morning, Jesse James, Savage, Tech Maestro, NP, George, morning, Angus, Trade, Travel, RN, Spastric, Travis Bickle, Gary, hello, everybody, how you doing out there? Did everybody have a good holiday? Did everybody have a safe 4th of July? Good morning, Mikel, Bertrand, morning, Monster, Go Hard, Greg, Alex P, Dr. VJ, Stumpy, Tommy, Ray, Will, Scotty, Disabled Trader, Trade Bird, Benjamin, Evan, Akil, good morning. So who actually, here, let's do a quick poll. Who is, okay, here's a poll. Let's see. I'm curious. I want to get a little temperature on our viewing audience in here. Question is, who is hungover right this moment? And you know my vote. You know my vote right here. Wow, look at this. We got some folks in here. Couple people nursing a hangover. Looks like we got 100 votes coming in so far. Not me. Love that. Yep, not me. Don't miss those days at all. Hey, join the club. Yeah, that's great. Woke up this morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what's funny is I was actually falling asleep when they were doing the fireworks, and I didn't see a single firework. I mean, I could have looked outside my window, I'm sure. Probably looked down towards the strip and seen fireworks, but yeah, not a drop for me for years now. But yeah, it looks like, 14%, 12%. Look at that. Got a lot of sober folks in here that are ready to go. Hangover plus NFP. Yeah, you pay for it the next day. It's kind of like that old saying when you're eating junk food, it's like a moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. Something like that, right? Same thing with alcohol or anything for that matter. Is it really worth that temporary? I don't know. I don't want to get on that rant this morning, but it's such a temporary thing, and then it ages you rapidly, and then it just makes you feel jacked up. I remember when I used to get hangovers, it got progressively worse. It's just not fun. So I feel for you folks if you're ever hungover. Get some hydration, get some water in your system. You know what my hangover cure was? Always. Well, besides hair of the dog. I mean, that was the obvious one, which I don't know how that even works. But yeah, that used to be my favorite hangover cure. But Pedialyte. Pedialyte used to be my jam. Wake up in the morning and chug one of those big tall boys of Pedialyte. Rip's even hitting the alcohol free. I don't know about that. But did everybody have a safe 4th of July? Did everybody stay safe? Hopefully nobody blew their hands off from fireworks or anything like that. I saw some videos of fireworks. That was enough for me. I saw some videos, and I spent my time in the pool yesterday. Had a nice barbecue burger, which was delicious. Had a little, it was like a little cheat, I guess you could say. Drinking a Coors right now. Cheers to you, Kevin. Cheers. Hair of the dog this morning. Love to see that. That works. Just didn't know about it until I had a baby. Yeah, it's one of those little secrets of those party animals out there. You have a Pedialyte the next morning. You get all that hydration you need. It tastes pretty dang good, too. It's like salty Kool-Aid. That's the best way I can describe that. It's like a very salty Kool-Aid. Are we trading NQU? Yeah, we are trading. We're going to continue to trade the September contracts until that second week of September or so. So we are on the September contracts currently, and we will continue to be so. Folks, if you didn't know, today is Friday, actually all day long, but we do have NFP today. That is why I think most of you folks are showing up in here. Do me a favor. Let's get these likes off early. It is Friday. I do want to give some giveaways. The moment that we get to 900 likes today, I'll do dealer's choice, whatever you want. If you want a free Top Step Combine, we'll do that. If you want a free month at Clubhouse, we'll do that. So it's dealer's choice today. It's whatever you want. Remember, it's just your world, and we're living in it, baby. So if you want to get those giveaways going, all you have to do is just reach down, just go click that like button. Very, very easy to do. And we'll do some giveaways. But keep in mind, NFP is not going to be happening here for about 25 minutes or so, 23 minutes now. So not going to be that big of a deal. Good morning, C. Charisse. Good morning there. Does a sugar hangover count? It could, yeah. I mean, if you don't eat a lot of sugar, and there you go. Today's a good day to stay away from the XFA's rips. Well, I think it is a good day to, if you're going to trade NFP, it's one of those trades where it can wipe you out completely. And let me explain how this works. So if you're going to sit here and, we've been chopping around. So this was yesterday's trade, right? Load it up. There we go. This was yesterday's slop. We had a nice little dip down right there, and then we kind of ripped back up. We broke over this high level, and now we're using that sort of as support here. So what can happen on NFP is that the order book is going to be very, very cleared out on something like this, especially since there's a lot of folks that are just not trading right now. Even if we're looking at streaming numbers, usually we'd have about 1,500 people in here by now. We got 722 people, given we've only been live for about 7 minutes, but this is the #1 day trading show on YouTube. So usually, we'd have more people in here by now, but it's the summer doldrums. People are on vacation, people are living their lives, and it's the day after a big holiday, especially a holiday that is quite associated usually with drinking. So there's a lot of folks that just woke up this morning, hit their alarm and said, I'm not going to do this. Couldn't find any Pedialyte in the house. So here you go. This is one of the things that can happen. It can look like it's going to be going to the top side, and maybe you have a long that's right here, and then all of a sudden it reverses back down. It hits your stop. Maybe your stop is right there, and then it goes right back up, and then you say, dang it, that's a shame. I thought I had that thing dead to rights. And conversely, it can do something like this where maybe you're short and it whips you out here, and then it eventually goes short. It's just one of those things where we're probably not going to have a lot of liquidity in this area. And I mean that whole area, 423 all up to 452. It's not that big of an area. We'll have a big old gap. Now, the other thing that can happen on something like this is that it can go extremely wild where it whips down like that low, and then it goes straight up and it goes crazy, right? I mean, this is a big deal. We're not only getting the NFP, but we're getting the unemployment rate. We're getting the average hourly earnings and the average weekly hours of all employees. This is a lot of employment data. And if you don't remember, Jerome Powell has been talking about how important the labor market is. And anytime he says labor market, he's looking for the labor market to sort of cool off a little bit. That's what they want to see, because it's a simple equation, folks. The less people that have jobs, that means that there's less people that have access to credit, have access to money. Credit is synonymous with money in the economy. So if you don't have a job, it's less likely that lenders are going to give you credit because you don't have any money. You're filed for unemployment. You're collecting unemployment. Creditors know that. These things hit your credit report, believe it or not. And so less credit is available to you. Less money is available to you because you don't have a high-paying job anymore, a regular paying job. You're on unemployment benefits. That affects that. So the less money that people have in this economy, that naturally brings prices lower. So if there's less people in work, you have to assume that the temperature of the economy should cool, because you generally, as a services or goods provider, you have to lower the price of those goods if sales are going to drop because nobody's buying them at exorbitant prices. Big Sexy says construction market reported largest drop in employment since 2008. Heard this last week. Yeah, and we'll see that today. Remember, this is the read for June, which is great because we are only 5 days into July, by the way. Happy July if you missed it. But we are only 5 days into July, so we are getting the entire read for the change in non-farms for all of June. Now, what does non-farms mean? It means exactly what it says. This is for non-farm related jobs. That's it. That's non-farm payroll. So this is everything. This is going to be the big doozy of the print. This is going to be the big one of the day. But keep this in mind. If you miss this print here early in the morning, let's say you have hesitancy to trade it, which is fine. This is going to be a very difficult trade. Good morning to you, Jay. If you're going to miss this trade, don't worry, because at 11 a.m. today, we get the Fed's monetary policy report. Now, that should include today's NFP print, although it's not a guarantee. Now, if we're looking at the Fed's monetary policy report, they're going to shed some light on what's going to be happening at the next FOMC meeting, which, by the way, the next FOMC meeting is going to be, where is it? 26 days. So the next FOMC meeting is going to be on the 31st of this month. I don't know why I forgot that, but it's on the final day of this month. It is on a Wednesday. So the 31st of July, which is in 26 short days, that is going to be the next FOMC rate decision. Right now, if we're looking at the Fed Fund futures, we're pricing in at about an 8.8% chance that we will see a rate cut. That obviously will change based on this NFP data and the Fed's monetary policy report that's coming out today at 11. So keep that in mind. This data is important. I know it's a weird day. It's a precarious day to be trading because it's the day after a holiday, but this is just how these markets work. We have to get through data. There's going to be some interesting data leading up into the FOMC. I think that we get 2 or 3 more data points. We'll be talking about that next week, where the market could produce some more results. But the market cycle right now is going to be something that you need to be paying attention to. There is going to be low liquidity, low volatility, but it's going to be shotgun blasted around when we have days like today. Today is also a Friday, which means that all options that are weeklies are expiring today. We do get monthly option expirations, not the following Friday, but on July 19th. That's going to be not this coming Friday, but the following Friday. That's when we're going to have not triple witching or anything, but monthly option expiries. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to bring volatility. And I think that week is when we have another big print that week. So stay tuned for that. But keep this in mind. This month usually, and I'm just speaking from past experience, is usually going to be very, very slow. And then we get day-to-days like today where we have a big burst of volatility, big repositioning, and then it kind of goes away. So there's 2 volatility events that you want to be watching for today. Number 1 is going to be at 8:30. We get the NFP, we get the 2-month payroll net revision, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, average weekly hours for all employees. That's at 8:30. And then at 11, we also get the labor force participation rate, which of course is important, the underemployment rate. But then at 11 o'clock, we do get the Fed's monetary policy report. That's it, though. We did have John Williams speaking earlier in the morning. He's already come and gone. There's no Fed speakers left for the rest of the day, unless there's a surprise appearance on CNBC or something like that. Now, if we're looking at the numbers right now, the change in non-farms, we're looking for plus 190,000. The prior read was 272,000. So already the market has sort of priced in a bull curve to the upside here, basically because of what we were talking about just about 20 minutes ago, or I guess 5 minutes ago, talking about that if we do see a reduction in the labor force, then prices should naturally drift down because the market is looking for reasons to trend up. And that's because, if FOMC is going to come and then we're going to lower rates, that should continue to spike the market. Lower rates is going to get other markets spurring again and the economy keep worrying. But, it is what it is. Private payrolls, we're looking at 160,000 private jobs be added. Manufacturing payrolls, 5,000. And then if we're looking at the average hourly earnings, we're looking at a 0.3% versus a 0.4% prior. And year over year, we're looking for a drop to 3.9%. The prior read was 4.1%. So that will be very, very interesting here. Ribs, how does option expiration affect the price of the NQ? Generally bullish or bearish? Neither. It's never going to go either way. What option expiry does is that if you have one side piled into the other, you can create a gamma squeeze or, a gamma short squeeze to the upside, or if people are piling into a ton of puts that are out of the money, it can go to the downside. Now, because these are zero DTEs, they carry a lot of weight. And so you're talking about the market makers hedging by buying and selling the underlying asset of whatever the option is written for. And that is what makes all the difference. I had a question like that in Market Clubhouse. Does X or Y mean that it's going to be more bullish or bearish? It's never going to be like that. So if you're ever thinking about asking that question or thinking that way, oh, does this mean because it's triple witching Friday, is that generally more bullish or bearish? Never is it going to be one way or the other. Or the first of the month, is that going to be more bullish or bearish? Never one way or the other. Is the end of the quarter, is that going to be more bullish or bearish? Never one way or the other. it's all dependent on so many different factors. Because if it was that easy, I could just wait for that one single day and just, send all of my equity just max size into one way or the other and never have to trade ever again. So just think about that. Hey, good morning, Nick for a tick. There you go. Enjoying a quiet morning from the porch, listening to my favorite radio voice. Well, cheers to you, Nick, for a tick. I'm enjoying my version of coffee. I already had my black coffee this morning. By the way, I don't know. I just think that black coffee is by far and away the best way to start your day. I must be addicted to coffee because I just love it. I don't know what it is. Coffee is like one of my favorite things ever to start the morning with. And it's about, 90 minutes after I wake up there. Big long green candle to 600s. I mean, you know what's crazy? It sounds crazy, but I would not be surprised to see something like that. We do have some new levels for you folks that are in the Clubhouse that we did add just in case we do see some positioning quite high, but that's normal. Will the liquidity attract up there? Well, if the NFP comes out very favorable for the jobs market, very favorable for the equities market, then yes, then I think that we could see that. Good old Death Wish coffee. Right now I'm drinking Pete's. I got a Pete's blend of coffee right now. Black coffee, sometimes with a nice cigar. Yeah, I don't smoke no tobacco products, no nicotine products. That was a younger me. Forgot to salt my fried eggs. Well, you can always go back and salt them. I'm with you, Rips. That black gold is king. Yeah, I love it. I just love it. Donut and a beer. That's a breakfast of champions right there. Who's going to be a millionaire with me today? Feeling good about just watching today and keeping my millions. That's very smart there, Kelvin. Today is going to be a day where it should be a very tricky print. And we kind of went over that, but I see that we have more people in here. But be aware that, we can see these rapid movements and very, very choppy. It could be, I'm anticipating one of those days where the data comes out and then we get a complete weird print on that data, meaning that we might have some data points fighting with one another. Because keep in mind, it's not just the NFPs that are coming out at 8:30. We do get the 2-month payroll net revisions, the unemployment rate for June, the average hourly earnings for June, the average weekly hours for all employees in June, the labor force participation rate for June, the underemployment rate for June. All of this data is coming out simultaneously. So if there's any deviation in the data where one thing is saying there's a lot of people out of work and the other one's saying, well, not really, there's plenty of people in the workforce right now, that could create a very non-congruent print and just be very difficult to trade. So I'm not really going into this print with hungry eyes. You've seen what it looks like if I have not really hungry eyes, but really just want to try to nail the print. I'll have something, maybe I'd be buying it long down here looking for this breakout. But for me right now, I'm happy to just sit back and wait for this to happen. We are actually inside now, almost 10 minutes. It's 11 minutes now, exactly 11 minutes till the print here. Rips, what would you recommend for someone wanting to study up on poker? The first book I ever read on poker was Doyle Brunson's Super System. It's completely outdated and garbage now, but at least it gives you all the games and it teaches you how to play all the games. I've been playing poker now for 25 years, and I've been playing in casinos and poker tournaments and live poker for a very, very long time. I love poker. It's one of my things. I love poker. I love chess. I like puzzle games. I like those types of things. And I like solving puzzles for money. That's why I like trading. That's why I like poker. Exited my MES weekly short call just in case this rockets. I think that's smart there, Joseph. Because of options expiring today, is it better to trade pre-market so it's less choppy? Well, it could be one of those things where if we do get enough people piling into one side that we could have some nice congruent sweeping moves. So again, it's one of those things where we get this question often, well, because it's triple witching or because it's option expiry Friday, 0DT Friday, or because it's this or that, is the market going to do this? I mean, it's not a guarantee. We could have a very choppy and tight day. That would be very normal that it is weekly options are expiring today. Or we could have one side piling in because of this print, and it could create something extraordinarily strong to the upside or to the downside where we take out 500 points in the NQ. Or take up 500 points in the NQ. Calvin G. Jones says, Rips, with sincerity, the market info and insights you share on the stream are unmatched in any other stream I've watched. Just sending appreciative vibes your way with gratitude. Thank you so much, Kevin. Means a lot. Thank you. That's a thick book. I read that too. It's great though. I mean, you learn how to play all the games. I'm pretty sure Badoogi's even in there. I'm trying to think of the most. Chinese poker's not in there because I think Chinese poker got more popularized after that book. I think he came out with a second version. I never read Super System 2. I have the original one. That's the black cover with the yellow text on it. It's a great book. It's a great book, but don't expect to use anything that's in that book for your strategy. Everybody's playing GTO now, which is game theory optimal. It's very difficult out there, but I mean, if you can, there's a lot of different aspects of live poker that are exclusive to live poker that you can't do with like online poker. I used to play online poker as well, but there's certain traditional things that you do in live poker where you can get in people's heads, you can act a certain way, you can switch gears on the fly, you can do certain things. And if you have a really strong skill of reading people, you can do certain things. And if it gets into the point where they think that I think that they think that I think, or they know that I know that they know that I know, it gets very, very deep. And you can play into those things, and it's a very, very strong mental game. Now, not at all stakes. If you're playing some garbage, low limit stakes, for me, I mean, there's not really. It's more of a gamble because people are not going to respect raises or anything like that. But if you're playing with something where you're sitting down with $10,000 and you're putting in raises for $5,000, or sitting down with $30,000, you're putting in raises for $5,000. I mean, that becomes real money, and you have to put somebody into a decision, and you're putting somebody to a test. Or if you're putting somebody all in for their stack, $30,000, $50,000, that's a decent amount of money no matter what walk of life you're coming from. So that's the kind of pressure you can put on somebody versus like if you're playing like a 1-3 game, oh, I'm all in for $200 or all in for $500. It's like nobody really cares. Speaking of all ins for $500, Dakota tried to get cute with me, and we played very limited together. I was playing in some other stakes and he was playing down at some other stakes, and he tried to get cute with me because the table was just such a joke, and he went all in with $500, and it was like, I had ace king offsuit, so I called and I stacked him for his $500, and it was pretty funny. It's just like, don't try to get cute with me, buddy. Yeah, I snap called him, and it was just I had a great time, but we didn't play much poker together. He was kind of doing his own thing, man. I was kind of doing my own thing there. Magnus Carlsen is my GOAT. Yeah, I think that Magnus Carlsen is a one of a kind. He is a one of a kind. He's incredible. Absolute one of a kind. I mean, I think he's absolutely incredible. We were playing, by the way, Dakota and I played some chess. Didn't play all that much. I think we played a total of 25 minutes or something. Game time. Let's just say we played for probably less than an hour, but yeah, that was fun. Rips, you should be a rapper with the speed you talk at normally. Hey, I got a lot of information to get out. I want to make sure that we can get it all out there. Have I watched Gambit? I'm assuming you're saying Queen's Gambit. I did. And what did he have? He had 8-9 offsuit. Queen's Gambit I did watch a little bit of, but it's tough for me to watch shows. I'm a very busy person, and I don't really, it's hard for me to just sit there and watch something where in the back of my mind, I'm like, here goes my life just passing by. I'm just sitting here staring at a screen. So it has to be something very captivating for me to get into. There's very few shows that I would actually watch and get through. I know it's crazy, but I have still not seen Game of Thrones, but I have seen the last one that we powered through it was Mr. Robot. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. He said you killed him at chess. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of chess. There's times when I will get lost in the sauce when I'm, studying chess and studying lines. To be honest with you, I haven't really played chess seriously in over a year, probably like a year and a half. So I was extremely, extremely rusty. But I've been playing, I was classically trained in chess. I used to play, one of my friends was a grandmaster, and I used to play him all the time, all the time. We would have 7-hour sessions, over and over and over and over, and he would clean my clocks, and I would win. If I won one game against him, I would feel like a god, and it would be very, very rare, and it's not like he would ever let me win, but I would win one game every week or two, but it felt really, really good. It was progress, but dude would be cleaning my clocks left and right, but that taught me to be better and have more grit when you're chess is interesting. There's certain levels, right? There's levels of you understanding the lines, and then there's levels of what am I doing with my opponent? You know, kind of like tennis. It's a game where, you know, if you can put the ball in a certain place, that changes the whole dynamics of the game versus you're just trying to return the ball, right? It's the same thing with chess. If you're just going along your lines, there's only so much you can do. You're staying within a box. But if you can get out of that box, then chess becomes entirely interesting because then you can start to mess with your opponent. One of the things that I like to do in chess is that I'm a very aggressive player. So I will sacrifice a lot of pieces, but I'll make you spin a lot of plates. Like I'll give you 5 situations to deal with concurrently. And if you drop one of those plates, it's curtains for you, sweetheart. So that's what I do. I'll throw everything at you. And if you're not prepared to juggle 5 different situations at once, you're screwed. I want to try pickleball as a former tennis player. I tried it. I hate it. I'm not a pickleball guy. Every single time that anybody asks me to play pickleball, I'll say, hey, yeah, I'll play some tennis with you, but certainly not pickleball. I worked for a GC and he played with every subcontractor super before starting every week Monday mornings. It's a fun game. I refuse to play unless we're using a timer, though, because it just gets to be insufferable. It has to be timed. What am I expecting? NFP is going to come out. Order book is completely cleared all the way, by the way, so I'm not going to be taking a trade. I'm going to wait for the afterglow of this print. Pickleball is for senior citizens. Yeah. I am not a big fan of pickleball. Hate to disappoint. No shade or anything, but I'd much rather be playing tennis. I went out there first time and I did just a regular forehand stroke and the ball just is like, okay, what is this game? This is ridiculous. I'd rather play badminton versus pickleball. I kind of understand the craze with pickleball, but nah, it's not for me. Pickleball ain't my speed. No, thank you. Keep your pickles, keep your balls, and let's play some tennis. My mother-in-law broke her hip playing pickleball. The ER people call it pickleball. Oh my goodness. What is your favorite casino? Win and Encore. Easily. I mean, that's best of the best right there. I went to Win on their opening day. Well, they had a soft launch and then they had their hard launch. I was there both days. Seen Stevie walking the grounds plenty of times, but no more. He's been exiled from Vegas, which is a sad story. Poor guy. I don't understand the craze. You and me both. I mean, I had an open mind, you know. I thought it was gonna be fun, and I go out there and I gave it like about 90 seconds before I said, "This is ridiculous. This is horrible. Why aren't we?" I literally told I said, "Why are we not playing tennis right now? What is this? What are we doing this for? Let's go play some tennis. Let's play a sport here. This is absurd." But again, no shade to anybody out there who loves pickleball. We are only at 383 likes. If you folks want to get those giveaways, it's 900 likes. We'll start doing some giveaways. Are you into any esports? I used to play a lot of CS, but no longer. I just don't have any more time for anything. This is what I have time for. Rocking and rolling with you folks here trading. Dakota was bragging about your chess playing abilities. I mean, we barely played. We played like a total of like 7 games. It was barely played. Is it just mini tennis, small court? Yeah, it's like with a wiffle ball. It's just horrible. It's awful. Like badminton's way better. Let's be honest. All right, look at that. We are expecting, again, 190,000 for the change in non-farm. 30 seconds, folks. Get ready. Get ready, folks. Here we go. $206,000. So it did what we said it was going to do, which is the big sweeping movement. You see this? Screws both sides. Wow, this thing is squeezing like crazy. Let me see if there's any opportunity here to catch this. Straight up, or well, straight down, then straight up. Went down to 370, up to 500. Insane move. Just trying along here. See if we can get this up and over into the 500s. Have to be very, very careful in this one. I'm using my hotkeys. I want to see this up and over this 480 level. Might get stopped out here. Adding. There's a terrible fill on that ad. Stopped out. Okay. So went for it. Gave it a little shot there. Let's see if the bleeding stops at these 50s. I can get back in. Get back in here. Watching. I want to see this back over 480. Trying an ad here. Watching. So we touched 480. We had a little bit of a rejection. Try and just time this appropriately here because we can get up and over 480. This thing can be a very strong print for us. And they're capping off these 65s here. I want to see us up and over that 65 for an ad. Okay, adding right here. Wow, huge dump right there back into 65. Not ideal. I do want to see some buyers stepping in back above these 70s. Very, very tricky. Let's see above 70 here. Can we hold this sweep above 70? Watching. Very, very low liquidity here, but if we can hold this above 70s, we can punch back into those 80s here. And that's what I'm looking for. Just kind of floating up here at 70. Watching. Sellers stepping in again. See if I can get an ad down here. Adding. Looking for the 70 to sweep. They're just not pushing that up back into that 70. I'm trying to get this one little congruent pop over 70. There are some big bidders that are stepping in here. Watching for this pop over 70 now. Adding. I just need that little pop over 70. That's all I'm looking for here. And stopped out. Well, didn't get what I wanted there, unfortunately. So that's going to start our day down $3,100. Unfortunate. I really liked the look initially, but we just couldn't get that pop back over 70, and that's what I was gunning for there. Can you explain what's happening when that bar goes so low and high at the same time? That's NFP, and we're going to go right back up. We get stopped near the bottom tick? Almost. Great stuff you have here, though, Rips. Thanks. Grabbed a quick 5-point scalp and NQ. Still too volatile for me. Yeah, I think we just probably had to sweep low into those 40s before we go back to those 70s, unfortunately. Yeah, spread is still very, very wide here. I think we're going to go much higher. It's just that sometimes we just have bad timing on that. We just needed that little tickle over 70s. We had like 4 or 5 tests at those 70s, and we just needed that little tiny tickle over those 70s. So unfortunate there. Look at that. Dom. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very thin here. Very, very thin. So basically, yeah, pickleball if you suck at tennis. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm becoming more and more cautious towards long momentum. I think that, honestly, I really think that we're going to send it up today. I really do. I really do believe that we're going to be sending this higher. I kind of want to jump back in here with a different account. That's what I'm thinking. Am I staying till the New York Open? It depends. It really depends. Settlement levels are available on the CME's website if you want to see the settlements. And back down at these 50s. I'm seeing about whether or not we're going to reclaim that 52 level. Because if we do, I mean, this is what I'm watching over here, right? If we claim above that 52 level, then I think that we are just going to send this thing right back to the top side. And I mean send. Like really just like go crazy. Part of me wants to jump back in this right here and now. And I just might. Because we're holding down here again, right? Maybe a little smaller size here. Watching down here at these 45s. Still some sell side coming in. Just locked my XFA at plus 1,200. This has been a long road. 4 more days of 200. Maybe get the first payout. I'm the one who keeps saying, look at gold. Nice work there, Jeff. Way to go. All right, I'm going to try a long here since we are basing down here a little bit. I'm going to try another long. Let's see if we can time this properly here. Back at these 50s. Looking for any kind of dip here to add into. And let's add one right there. Down at 42 again. Yeah, equities aren't moving, but S&Ps are holding VWAP here. So again, I just don't think that this should be rolling here. And especially if we get over 52 3/4, this thing should start to rally. So that's what I'm watching for here. I want to add if we get to 40 as well. If we touch down there at 40, I would definitely want to add. If we see big volume coming in here, because my stop's at 34, it does give me some room. So watching here right at 40. Adding right there. Looking for us to hold these 40s now. Again, our stop is at 34 1/4. So we do have room. There's some overhead liquidity. Yeah, stopped out there. Well, trying to bounce this thing as it's rolling over, and every single time I think that it's about to find some bids, we're getting stomped out there. So I'm going to take a break here until, give it another 10 minutes, let this thing kind of continue to fade. Ropes, what about the resting orders at 20,350? 5% of all money, nearly 6 is resting there. Is that why it's getting dragged lower? Well, I mean, we're just not finding bids, which is surprising to me. We're not finding any bids here. We're just slicing right through them. And anytime we do get a little pop on those bids, it is getting up and over here. So, yeah, the revised numbers are bad, but I just don't think that it should continue to fade. What's going to be funny is that we're gonna pop at some point. It's just going to sweep right back to those 70s very, very quickly. And I just don't. Part of me just doesn't want to give up until that happens, because you can see on these little pops right here, if we're sizing into this properly. Hey, nice job there, SW. Way to go. And we are basing out here again, right below 40. Yeah, I gotta get back in this. I shouldn't have given up so early. We traded down. What was my stop? 34, and we traded down to, my stop was in a bad spot, 32. Yeah, I shouldn't have given up so early. All right, let's see if we can get this pop back into these 50s here. Gave up too early, dang it. All right, watching over 50 here now. Rips made 1,300 on the print with a combine, and Manu locked that one up for the day. 50K combine. Nice work there. Way to go. Okay, watching for this. If we touch 40s again, I want to add at 40s. Very, very thin. Adding right there for a push above 50 now. Watching for this explosion now above 50. Adding. Sweeping above these 50s now. Now, if we get down and touch those 40s, that's where I want to be adding aggressively. If we actually get down to those 40s. I mean, that should be where we settle here. Okay, there's your 40s. Get any print above this 45. Wow. It's still very soft to the sell side, unfortunately. Let's see if these 40s hold. Equity's still kind of holding here. Okay, adding right there. Looking for the sweep back above 50. And if we start to get above 50, there's a little piece of liquidity at 57. If we break through that, this thing should just be a straight shot to 70. Okay, there's your 50. Some players at 50. We just need a little push of buyers through those 50 players. They're only showing 8 on the offer. You just need to run into this liquidity up at 55 here. Let's see. It's vacant either side, but they're starting to show some offers a little bit higher. We just need to find a little bit of buy side on the tape here. So watching here. It's interesting. Every bid that they're putting up, they're sweeping into it heavily. So I might have to give up on this. As bad as I don't want to. So watching here at 45. Yeah, nobody's buying this. Interesting. At least yet. So watching here at these 45s, if we hold this and then that retest that pop above 50. Right now, we've only swept liquidity above 50 and then vacancy is found on the buy side. So here at 42, big sellers. Can we get that little pop over 50 that we're looking for? I feel like if this was not during the summer months too, that we'd have a much more congruent print to work with. It's a shame that we didn't get one single pop on that way down. Super unfortunate. You can see how thin it is either side. You know, we get a little bit of buying and it's very small contract size. We need to get to these hold numbers before we start to see real interaction. Like right now at 50, some layering going into that up towards 48. If we don't get this here and now, we're just probably going to have to give up. Watching. Nobody wants to buy these 50s. It's crazy. 23 on the offer. Nobody's taking them. Not a single contract traded there. Good morning, Trader Joe. Hopefully you had a good day yesterday. Can we get these 50s taken? Nobody wants to take 50s. Wow. Not a single player is touching those 50s. It is just dead in the water here. I'm not on fast markets till Tuesday. Tuesday is when I'll be back on fast markets there. Okay, looking at these 50s here. Still watching. turn on the algos. We don't have anybody buying those 50s. Nobody's even trying to. So I'm literally trying to get one pop through that. That's all I need is just one little tiny pop through that. And then we start to get a little pop into maybe 54, and then we can cover half into 54 here. So watching, nobody's even trying to take these 50s. Testing? Nope. And again, somebody took 9 contracts. A whopping 9. Yeah, nobody wants to be the first one in the pool here into those 50s, unfortunately. Makes for a very frustrating hold here. Good old low liquidity. But hey, we know what we're getting into when we're trading this, right? The amount of pressure that we're getting just under 50, sub 50 is incredible. The amount of offer pressure that we're getting. And I mean, on any other scenario, I'd say that this wants to explode through these 50s, but there's not a single buyer who's willing to just send it in there. Shorts are very comfortable right now. That's what that says to us. Shorts are entirely comfortable here. Almost wanted to hit the buy button down there, but it's very risky. See if we're holding again these 40s. Very low liquidity, very, very choppy. Now 45 is the line in the sand here. Okay, adding right there, there's a buyer that stepped in. See if we can actually hold above this. And we're taking any of these bids, and any offers we're not even facing into here, which is not a good spot to be in when we're looking for longs. All right, I'm just going to close it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it right there. So that's going to put us at 6,200 there. So ended up not reading that print very well. Looking for, we're looking for over 70s, then we're looking for over 50s, and the price action is just not getting favorable for us there. Rips, can you explain why the 50s are being taken out? Is this an iceberg? They're not even being touched. They're not even being touched there. So that's what happened with those 50s up there. Nobody's even taking them. No iceberg there. I mean, there could be, but we're not interacting where we can actually see it though. Now, I probably let my bias get in the way again. I mean, looking back, that seems like an easy short. If nobody's taking 50s, then just go short, right? But we didn't do it. Buyers need more buyers to make money. Pre-hours, post-print, very little buyers. It's easy to say in hindsight, right? So we are going to be waiting here. I'm probably going to be waiting for the open to take our next trade. That's what I want to be doing. Difficult print for me, at least, the way that I saw it. It's crazy to me that we didn't have 40s holding, and then we mistimed that perfect bounce right there from those 33s. Open will be hot. I think the market's going to make new highs today. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Well, did anybody catch that to the short side? Did anybody catch that short? Win or lose, you did good, Rips, had a plan, took your shot. Yeah, and I put myself out there, right? I put myself out there. Most of, 99% of the streamers you're going to watch are not going to show you everything from start to finish. And I'm happy to, you will see this video remain posted, and you're probably watching this at a later time. Leave a comment below. That helps me out a lot if you're watching this at a later time. Leave a comment below. You're going to have losing trades, folks. It's going to happen. I had a terrible read on that print, so there we go. I'm in one micro long stop loss under the low of news. Yeah, micros could work for that. You're going to be taking a lot of heat. I'm actually surprised that we failed as long as we did and as hard as we did. Rips, do you disregard market profile levels from short trading days like the holiday? No, not at all. Absolutely keep them in mind. No XFAs, just combines, 2 combines. Yeah, risky for the biscuit. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to be trading any XFAs on a print like this with how incongruent the market can be. Am I watching the 30-second chart? You are. This is the 30-second chart over here. I'm trading off of a 15-minute and a 5-minute chart on my main screen. This is just so you can see every single one of the executions, right? Because look, if I go to what I'm actually trading off of, which is this chart right here. All right. So this is the issue, right? Can't really see what's going on. You can see all the entries and exits, but then it becomes a very low quality stream versus here. You can see exactly what I did when I did it. Trading low liquidity markets makes markets you got to typically hide behind larger orders. They move, respects larger positions taken when liquidity and players are removed. I mean, we're trading on sim here, buddy. So it doesn't really matter. None of our orders are actually hitting the tape. I'm not trading my live account, not trading, well, XFAs are never going to be live market, but yeah. So it doesn't really matter if I throw a billion lots of sim on, doesn't matter. Thank you. Hit my measured move overnight at 20,490. I'm watching carefully here. We may pull back further. We shall see. Yeah, if you caught, I mean, if you were long from, let's just say that you were trading this, going back to our trading view chart here. If you were actually long from, you know, down, well, I guess that was, where was the overnight session? If you're long from, let's say here, I mean, you're still taking a lot of heat down there to those 371s. It's no surprise to me that it went down that low, but I mean, with how thin that was, looking over at Bookmap here, with how thin this is, I'm not one that is really wanting to trade that news there, right? Super, super thin. Yeah, nobody's looking at our sim orders. Never forget that. Nobody's ever really, I know there's people out there who actually think they are. Nobody's looking at our sim orders. Nobody cares. Got to head to work. Have a great trading day, everyone. Thank you, Christopher. Hopefully we'll see you back here on Monday. I'm not so sure if Thinkorswim is even available on whatchamacallit, or Bookmap. Is Bookmap still available on Thinkorswim? I'm not even sure. All right, we are at 568 likes. Let's go ahead and end this poll. Let's do the other poll. Now that we have that printout, let's do this. Will the NQ end the day higher, or let's say above or below, and let's say 2420. There we go. Above, below. There we go. Bookmap is available on Thinkorswim. Yeah, you're going to get a lesser version. I would highly recommend, just if you're going to use Bookmap, get the regular version of Bookmap. Which copy trader software do I recommend? That's a very good question. This one right here. It's going to pop up right here. I think that will pop up. Wait for it. There it is. Nightbot's going to hook you up with a link there. And you get 20% off if you're using coupon code Clubhouse20. Do you think we see more light liquidity into the open the rest of the day? My guess is yes. No. I think that we're going to get a lot of liquidity on the open for order matching, but then it's going to be vacated until the final hour and then final 30 minutes. That's what I think. Do you need a rhythmic connection for Bookmap? You don't. You can use whichever connection you want. Roger Adams says, Rips, Reddit is starting to question if you can actually trade outside of combines. No hate, just thought you should know. Yeah, I couldn't care less what Reddit thinks, but I traded my live account live on Top Step TV from start to finish profitably. So, I mean, there you go. So I guess the kid can trade. I don't really understand the pocket watching aspect of it, but hey, good for them. It's funny. If you ever have a losing trade on stream, all the questions suddenly shift to all of this, but let's ignore the 85% win rate that I show up to every single day here on stream. Let's all ignore that and let's pay attention to the 15% of the time that I have some losing trades. God forbid. Oh my gosh, a trader losing and showing transparency. Oh my God, look out. That prick candle ended as a big doji bar. Do you think this is an indication for indecisive market moves for the rest of the day? No hate, just looking out. I mean, I couldn't care less what Reddit has to say. Like, who cares? Either tune in or don't. It doesn't change my life. Everyone that can't trade feels the need to backseat trade. Well, I hope that, for the folks who can't trade, I hope a day like today makes you feel better. I mean, you're going to have losing days. Rips, why standalone level 2 data purchase costs more than the broker's provided data? Depends. I mean, it all depends. Nick for Tick says, I gotta love people. I was transparent on Wednesday with my recent struggles, have 2 absolute winners in combines, and someone, of course, questions my strat in the chat. Yeah, that's what it is. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. This the trading community, I started trading live on YouTube back in September. We're going to be coming up on a year. I have never known a more aggressively anti-supportive community in any walk of life that I've ever seen, ever. And I think it's because 90% of the field is losing and misery loves company. Whereas, most people, I mean, if you look at any other industry, people are super supportive. I mean, sports is one thing, but wait, why did I get an order filled sound? What is going on here? Everything's frozen. Is anybody else having some rhythmic issues right now? Anybody? Ribs, remember that the people hating on your strategy are the ones that are effectively paying you when your strategy is accurate? I mean, I guess. But again, we're trading on sim, right? Okay, Rhythmic's back on. That was weird. I thought I heard order filled. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't see anything order filled, but my charts aren't moving, so I don't know what's going on here. No idea. Ghost orders on Rhythmic, yeah. No idea what's going on here. Trading community has more haters than the competitive gaming community. I mean, honestly, it's just like, I couldn't care less. It really doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. As long as people are enjoying themselves and as long as people are finding some value in these streams, that's all that matters. Okay, no problems for you guys. Rips, unfortunately, in our industry, majority are losers and never make it. Therefore, they turn into haters immediately. If I can't make it, it's a scam. Yeah, I feel that. But I mean, I show everything start to finish every single day here. So, I mean, it's pretty tough. I don't know what the scam would be on my end. I really don't know. I have no idea. I'm very transparent. I guess the scam would be like if I'm up in combines and I'm like, oh yeah, these are XFAs, don't worry, like something like that. I mean, that would be kind of scammy. Reminds me of some other streamers out there, but just misunderstanding probability. If you're up over time, what's a complaint? I mean, haters are gonna hate. That's just their nature, I suppose. Let me see something real quick here. Let's see. I mean, here's the channel, right? And every single one of my days is archived on here. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, 35 red days that I've streamed live here. How many videos do I have? 229. What did I say? Was it 33 or 35? Was it 33 or 35? How many red days? What did I say? 33 or 35? 35. Okay, 35 out of 229 days. -1. All right, so 84% win rate. I'm sorry. I got to work on that. I apologize. I'm really sorry about that. So I'm sorry. My deepest apologies to everybody out here who watches these streams. I apologize. I said 85%. It's more of like an 84.5%. So sorry about that. My bad. My bad. I'll pick up the slack. I'll figure it out. I'm sorry. I'll figure it out soon here. I'll figure it out soon. Don't worry. My bad. Go ask some other streamers to do that, please. Goodness. And by the way, streaming in front of an audience every single day, doing this in front of people. .5% off is a scam. That was the scam. We're trying to figure out what the scam was there. And by the way, my sports betting. I went 8-4. Well, four losers, 8 winners. So 8 out of 12 winners yesterday. I was looking at my stats for my most recent. Let me see here. Most recent on my sports picks. Let's see if this loads up here. Let me see. See if I can pull this up. All right, so this is for this month. Let's see if I can pull this up. All right. So this is professional sport bettors rarely sustain long-term winning percentages above 56% and sometimes the lowest win rate of 53 to 54%. The break-even winning percentage of a profitable sports bettor is typically 52.4%. Okay. Let's see. Overall, 60%. Money line, 55%. Spread, not so great. Total, 70%. Not bad. Hey, that's not bad. And that's for this month. 55 picks, 27 winners, 18 losers. Not bad. Hey, there we go. Not bad. Maybe we should start streaming some sports betting too. I posted yesterday's picks on Instagram. I had some messages that people had taken those and they're like, "Thank you, man. Thank you so much." Do I know Vegas Dave any good? No. No and no. No to both. You worked for a sports book when you lived in Costa Rica. You tell me then, are those numbers any good? I find baseball hard to bet. You need to give me some tips. Well, I posted all my picks yesterday on Instagram. So that was great. Give me a second here. Negative 6,200 is hard to swallow. Can't you tighten up your stop loss? Huge loss. I know, right? It's horrible. It's just the worst. Something I've realized through careful observation is that anxiety finds people more when they are happy than when they're empty. If losing hurts you, then you don't have enough. I mean, I don't get it, but I'm not mad at all about... yeah, this chart over here is frozen. You know what? I'm going to reconnect. Numbers are good. The bonus deposit plus rollover is why people can never keep their money. Yeah, that happens, right? If I lose on an eval, can I make my break-even profit plus a daily target still? It depends. I mean, it's all dependent on whether or not you're at that realized for the day or not. The trading community has become very toxic lately, and that really sucks for new traders trying to get on trading. So at the end of the day, Ribs, keep on doing you. Love the stream, bro. Thank you. I mean, I honestly find a little bit of enjoyment in going up to bat with the haters. It's kind of fun for me from time to time. I don't really mind it. It really doesn't affect me. Hi, Rips. I hope you know that some people are not happy you're giving out free content. A set of people always hate on you. Please ignore them. Again, I don't mind them. I think it makes for some entertaining stuff. If you don't have thick skin, you shouldn't be on social media. I will say that. The fear of losing is stronger when you have something to lose. If you realize the max risk is really 300, if you pass the combine in the first month, then it doesn't really matter if you lose 6K in a day. I mean, I'm max loss on 2 combines. Oh well, life goes on somehow, some way. I think it has to do with traders, streamers profiting off of selling courses or access to their private discords in order to fund their gambling habits. People see it as selling a pipe dream, I guess. Well, you know, I have always said that if you are looking to come into Market Clubhouse and you think that you're going to come in there and become a profitable trader overnight, you absolutely won't do that. In fact, I never promise that you will ever be a profitable trader just by coming into our Discord. Ever. I've never said that, and I never will say that because that's a ridiculous statement. What I can promise you is that you'll be surrounded by like-minded people. I do trade live in there. There is a webinar archive. We do live webinars in there, and we have a very supportive community. If that's not your bag, hey, then don't join. Simple as that. But I offer a 7-day trial for that specifically so that you could see if it's a correct fit for you, because the last thing I'd want to do is that you come in, you're paying full price for that, and then all of a sudden you're like, this place sucks and I hate it. Well, in this case, you're only out 7 days of your time. That's it. That's the way that I look at it. Do I like ICT? If you copy and paste your question one more time, I will answer it. Actually, 3 more times. I'm not going to answer it otherwise. You have to copy paste 3 more times. To become profitable in life, you must first mold yourself into a profitable person, and then the profit finds you without reaching so hard for it. You still have to be trying, in my opinion. I'm watching most every day. Yes, Rips is successful. I just find it hard to take even small losses. Honest opinion. I mean, everybody's different though, right? My risk tolerance is different than yours. Your risk tolerance is different than mine. We're 2 different traders, right? Doesn't mean one is worse or better than the other. We're just 2 different traders. Simple as that. Mixer. Hey, good morning, Coach DBA in the building there. Those who criticize you are entertained by you. That will come back for more. No worries about them. Just enjoy. We love you, man. No, again, I mean, everything's great right now. Everything's fine. Everything's perfectly fine. Everything's great over here. We're down 2 combines right now. Combine balance is at $152,922, and the other one's at $152,822. Oh no! Like, who cares? It's combines. Whatever. I missed a trade, had a bad read. Thank goodness I didn't trade that in XFAs. Thank goodness I didn't trade that in live. Because if I would have, that would have been irresponsible of me, especially on a thin print like that. So I'm happy to trade it in combines, and I'm happy to take it on the chin with combines, and I'm happy to do it start to finish with you and talking through my entire trade. That's the difference between me and everybody else out there. It's the difference between being a trader who's worth putting themselves out there versus somebody who's terrified of revealing, I'm going to take this trade and talk you through. You'll see a lot of streamers out there who will put on a trade. They'll wait until it's in the profit, and then they'll give you the whole "I told you so" rant. And then, I mean, where's the value in that, right? If I can talk you through what I'm looking for, why I'm looking for it, even if it's a losing trade, I think you find value in that. I mean, I would. I try to present myself on this stream in the same way that if I was wanting to learn to trade, I would want to learn to trade from me, because I'm going to give you everything that I have. I'm going to talk you through a trade from start to finish. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to shy away from if I have a losing day. I'm not going to pretend like this doesn't exist. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's all green over here. It's absurd. Hey, Rips, if you have an XFA and a live, can you get paid from XFAs only or from only from live accounts? Neither is true. You can get paid as much as you want from either account. You can get paid from XFAs, get paid from your live, whatever. The concrete truth is that if you actually try and give something 100%, there's no failure because you've already become profitable by unlocking the skill of giving 100%. Yeah, I think that with trading, it's very important to try your hardest, but don't get lost in the weeds. I see a lot of people who get smoked doing that, where they base everything around their life on whether or not they're successful with trading, and I think that's a tall order, in particular with trading. Can you point to stuff while you're talking about them? Last trade, you said watching, and I had no clue what specifically you were watching. My apologies if it's something beginnerish. I'm trying to talk through it as much as I can, but I definitely hear your commentary, and next trade will definitely be cognizant of that. Yeah, see, I took the losses so you don't have to. That's the reasoning behind it. Rose, what books do you read to improve trading psychology? Well, there's two of them. Trading in the Zone is fantastic, and Best Loser Wins. Those two are paramount to trader psychology success. The switching to trade once it's in profit is so obvious, and it still somehow goes over people's heads. Well, it just shows you that the IQ level of the certain viewers of that stream. He's pandering to a certain level of audience, and in the same way that the folks in this audience generally are well-to-do individuals. I mean, I have stats on you folks from YouTube, and you folks are high income, high net worth, and likely that goes with intelligence. Whereas, the people that tune into those other streams that are fooled by carnival tricks like that, they're probably very low earners, struggling in life, very low IQ. It makes me think of the movie Idiocracy, where everybody's kind of tuning into that channel where it's just fart joke after fart joke and people are just farting. People are sitting there like, that's what that stream makes me think of. That's what it makes me think of. Yeah, Idiocracy is one of my favorite movies there. Took a loss today, hitting DLL and Combine, shorting the initial bounce, stopped out at 24.59 on a quarter on the way up. Gotcha. Yeah, patience in entries is a big deal there, in my opinion. Yeah, ouch my nuts. There you go. How do you have income stats on us? It's from YouTube stats, from my viewership, my audience. I actually got reached out from a Google rep saying that I have one of the most ideal audiences. I built everything organically. I didn't buy followers like you'll see other streamers out there that have 200,000 plus subscribers, and they're all fake because they only get like 1,500 people tuning into their stream. I have less than 20,000 people who are subscribed to this stream, and we routinely get 2,000 to 2,500 concurrent viewers. So it's high value people. It's real people. And yeah, we have a lot of good people here. How many times do I need to copy paste? About 284. Any less than that, I won't pay attention to it. And so you're stalking us. Well, I don't know who specifically. It just gives me a general read on that. It gives me male, female, income bracket, browsing habits, stuff like that. It's very important to pay attention to your analytics. Have you ever heard of the poem Man of the Arena? Yes, of course. It's a good one. Best Loser Wins is an amazing book on trading psychology. Tom Hoger does a great job of laying out examples of all of his perspectives and ideologies in trading. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, browsing habits, believe it or not. I mean, I've seen a lot of what you guys are browsing out there. It's interesting. The videos you folks are watching on YouTube, that is interesting stuff, let me tell you. What's a male-female breakdown for a trading stream? I don't want to give specifics, but I will say that there are more males tuning in than females. But again, according to the stats, there's significantly more females that tune into this stream than other trading streams. I can't look up individual stats. I can look up the generalized stats there. Am I going to be on Top Step TV this morning? No, but Coach Dakota is. Rapes to leave my history if I die. What's the one to lock yourself out? It's gonna be cold turkey. Let me send the link for that there. All right, cold turkey right here. How would you know the stats of other streamers? The Google rep shared them with me. I don't know them, but I just know what he shared with me. They're looking to do some things over here. It is the fastest growing stream in the space rather. And apparently we have the most high quality audience out of anybody in the space. I said, is it true that other people have purchased like phony accounts and bots? And like, yeah, absolutely. There's no question. They're like, look at your stats and look at these other stats. And they shared other channels with me and they said, yeah, this person likely bought followers and this person likely bought followers. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm not surprised. So, but yeah, had a Google rep. They're very interested in expanding with the market Clubhouse. Let's say that. This is the most interactive stream for a streamer to audience I've seen on a consistent basis. That's why I like it here. Nice. Yeah, we have a very consistent audience. I think it's like 20% are not subscribers. So, Ribs, love you and Dakota, man. You guys made me way more relaxed about losing and trading, and I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, losing is a part of trading. Don't get gaslit. Don't get gaslit by a baseball mitt. You don't want to do that. I see the same people here each and every day. Yeah, I know. It's great. We have an awesome community and it just keeps on thriving. Please, can you help us new traders? How do you stop cutting profits early and let losses dip? Setting up profit targets and stop losses well before the trade even goes on. That's what you want. Power washing videos. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. The videos that people watch that end up in here is very, very interesting. How many Jeffs are there? I mean, I can't get that information. It's very top level information. You get a lot of stats, but it's not granular on who the exact users are. All right, we are 13 minutes from the open. I haven't looked yet, but if we're at 900 likes, we'll stick around. We'll do a giveaway, but only if we're at 900 likes. I'll give you another 20 seconds here before I check. I haven't checked, but let's see. Rips, were you part of a community when you first started trading, or were you lonely like most of us? Very lonely. Very, very lonely. Told my wife I was high quality according to Rips. She called BS on that. Rips, I've been watching for like 8 months and love the community. Attitude reflects leadership, and the health of your actual community speaks volumes. Yeah, I mean, it's the same people that show up all the time in here, and we get we catch the random strays that meander over from other streams, and because they have nothing. If you think about it from another level, they're leaving their favorite streamer to come and watch this stream so that they can try to ruffle some feathers. But the Jimmies in here do remain unrustled. I will say that. Just don't offer free resets, otherwise you'll get an army of beggars from TomStep TV. Well, you know, we are going to be doing some scavenger hunts on my Instagram stories pretty soon here, where if you tune into the stories, it's going to be first come, first serve to get free TomStep combines. It's going to be pretty cool. Fire drill. No fire drill. All right, I'm checking the likes. Here. We are at, where's the want button? Nah. Oh.
Nope.
Okay. All right, folks. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. And I will see everybody back here on Monday. We are finishing up our day minus 6,200. We did hit max loss on 2 separate TomStep combines there. So that's how we're ending the day today and going into the weekend with an L. But we'll be back here on Monday to see if we can recover anything. NFP, tricky print, totally fooled me, but happy to say that we are going to make it through the other side there. So hopefully everybody out there has a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, spend time with your loved ones, folks. And please go over and check out TomStep TV or go watch a gaslighting baseball mitt. Enjoy yourselves, folks. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you folks in Discord. Don't go anywhere.